still walking down the aisle. I'm still walking down the aisle looking at them all. And when I get to the end of the aisle, I've turned around. That like I've looked. I'm like, where the fuck did they go? So I'm looking over shelves and shit. I'm looking like, you know, where the fuck are they gone? They're in the car. They're in the car. They can't walk around the store with me. They're in the fucking car.
Right, guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm joined by our usual hosts, Gibbo and Spring. How you doing, boys?
Howdy, partners.
Good, good. And today we have a very special guest. He goes by the name on Twitch, ThatTourettesGamer. Ben, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Good evening.
That is probably the best entrance ever.
That was good.
Fantastic. Because seeing as I'm half hungover and I'm fatigued, you know, I feel as if we made a good start on that.
Yeah,
boys.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, we really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
So I want to get into some questions just to begin with. So obviously a lot of people listening from our community know who you are. I would really like to know like what got you into streaming and stuff. Like what got you into it?
The main question, yeah.
Oh
man, that absolute question that everyone has to ask, right? So, like most of us, right? I'm a gamer, man. I've been a gamer ever since I could remember, right? Like since I was old enough to hold a controller in my hand, I was playing games, right? Now, for streaming though, streaming came on really, really, really late in my life. You know what I mean? As like technology advanced, all that type of stuff, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't long after I got into PC gaming, like 6 years ago, something like that, 5-6 years ago, was when I actually discovered what Twitch was. I didn't even know what live streaming was then in games, because I never actually looked at that part of the online world, and I found it fascinating. Like, it was actually genuinely fascinating. And I'd spend hours watching people's streams and stuff like that. And I never really given a thought about doing it myself. But when I actually got into streaming, I used to game with a lot of friends and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? I still do now. But like, there was this close group of guys that are local to me. We all know each other in real life. We all played a lot of games together. You know what I mean? We were all hooked on battle royales and stuff. We were we were smashing these games. But at the same time, right? They used to laugh so much, like that they genuinely ended up kind of pressuring me into streaming, but it wasn't, but not for myself. It was for their entertainment, so they could watch it back and laugh. Yeah. And I was totally cool with it. And I started streaming then, and like I literally I had like the worst cameraman, worst quality ever, and like didn't give it no thought, man. I was just sat there, and they just wanted to listen. And that's what I done. I started streaming just for my friends, really. And I really enjoyed it, because like every once in a while, someone that was like outside of the friends group, like someone on Twitch, will actually come into the chat, and they'd be laughing their heads off. Like, and I'd feel really weird speaking to people and stuff like that. I feel weird, because like they've actually come to watch me when I'm just streaming for my friends, isn't it? So I'm just like, what? So I was just speaking to people, and I really enjoyed it, man. Like I really enjoyed it. So it was basically the pressure of my friends wanting a cheap laugh for free, which kind of forced me into streaming on Twitch. You know what I mean? But then that only happened for like a short period, kind of, and then until I stopped. I stopped for a long time. I stopped for like 2 years, something like that, two-ish, bit over 2 years, something like that. And then when I came back is when like I really wanted to stream, like for real, and I did, and I'm here now. Yeah.
Congratulations too, mate. Like, because this is what you do for a living now, isn't it? Like, amazing.
Basically, man. Yeah, basically, that's kind of what I do, like, all the time. Yeah.
So on that, if you could just give us a quick overview of where you're at now.
Where I'm at now.
So you've been where you've come from and how you've got into it.
Well,
where do you feel you're at now? Where's your community at? How have you grown it?
Oh man, it's actually like on my level, it's really surreal, man. It's so surreal how like everything's changed, and like we've grown this community out of nothing, of so many people, and like it's mad. It's really mad. I genuinely like most people say this, but I'm gonna say it too. I genuinely didn't think it was gonna go the way that it's going. Like right now, I never thought like in hindsight back then that this would be like at this kind of level now. And I look back sometimes, man, and I'm just like, wow. I get really scared, man. I look back, I'm like, shit. You know, like we've built this whole fucking thing and from nothing, and like it's the best feeling, man. It's such a good feeling. Like don't get me wrong, like a lot of work goes into it and stuff like that. Yeah, whatever, just chuck it out the window. But the actual like looking at the whole thing from like an outside perspective, to go from like nothing to like, you know what I mean? Like where to the point where like so many people like enjoy watching and stuff like that. Just me being on live. Like yeah, it's a real feeling, man. This is good. It's crazy, man.
So you've got just over 7,000 followers on Twitch, is that right?
Yeah, we just hit over like 7K like about a week ago, man. Like
how many viewers do you average per stream?
It all depends, man. Depends on what I'm playing. Depends on the time. Depends on what people are doing in their lives. Every stream is different, you know. Every stream is different, and like they're still not good enough.
You're always going to think that though, as a creator. Yeah. Just stop it. I wasn't going to mention it.
We have been told specifically not to mention that at all.
What? Because I'm the biggest failed partner.
That's not what it is.
No, that's not what it is.
No. I'm joking.
If you,
no, I did. No, the only reason I ask is, at what sort of point did you start noticing people coming into your stream and staying, and then the viewership and the followers going up? At what stage did you?
There's no stage that I noticed that, right? So when I first came back with a whole different mindset of where like I put like a decent amount of money into it to get me started. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It was like a few months after that where I started to like make something of it, like because the thing was, man, I was playing a lot of FPS games, man, a lot of COD shooters and that, and a lot of people know me for like a role player now in like GTA and Red Dead Redemption and stuff like that. But when I actually started to make a community, it was from playing literally from playing Call of Duty and Valorant and stuff like that, man. Like legit, I started to build communities through playing those type of games. And eventually, like months later, I found out that roleplay had like massively taken off in the scene, and I was like, wow, like because I love to just like have fun with people and just do stupid voices and do stupid things in games, and that was like the perfect like place for me, roleplay. So when I jumped on roleplay, it was a few weeks after until like I had this growth spurt just go like from nowhere, man. Like I was like I grew a lot of it from playing COD and stuff like that, and I'd have regulars come in all the time and stuff like that. But when I really started to notice was when like a good few weeks after I went into roleplay, and people fuck off. People used to love that.
You had that TikTok that went big as well.
Yeah, man, we had a few of those, and that wasn't even my clip. That was literally from someone else in the game that had sent me the clip, and I asked them, "Can I use that?" And I kind of wish I didn't, because it went fucking skyrocketed out of nowhere. And I was just like, shit. I was just like, shit. Like, I'm literally like in the evening, I went on my phone just for the sake of going on my phone. And
you got stack notifications.
In the fucking time scale from where like I uploaded the video like 1 p.m. in the afternoon to like 8 o'clock at night. I opened my phone and I just saw 99 on everything. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Just 99. I'm like, what is all these 99s? I've clicked on TikTok and it's just poof. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And like I laughed my head off. I actually couldn't believe what was happening.
It's a really good clip though.
Honestly, I honestly didn't believe, like,
you've been botted or something. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I didn't know what the hell happened, man. But a lot of people enjoyed that one, so it was great. Like the best 10 seconds of my life on a dirt bike.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Yeah, no, we'll put a link to the clip in the show notes for anybody that wants to watch it. And boost the views up as well. Why not? Check out the rest of his content on TikTok because it's fire.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's so good.
Upload enough. Don't do that. He doesn't upload enough. Joking.
It's just roasting now. So you spoke about RP.
Yeah.
You're in United Gaming and Red M.
MRP, yeah.
But you were in MRP, weren't you?
I played a few places. Yeah. I started playing on Manchester Roleplay. Yeah, that's where I started, and that's where I got like a lot of traction from. From playing that city, and then obviously one thing's led to another. Things went crazy, blah blah blah. Like all the owners, blah, 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 everything went mental. I jumped ship to somewhere else. I didn't really care about the place I was playing in at the time. I did, but like.
It's more about the role play for you, is to getting that interaction and enjoying it.
I like the game. I didn't want to get like into dramas and shit. I just liked the game, and like, just everything.
And if anything, it did. I think it did well. Like looking at your numbers, like, obviously I've been modding for you since just after that time, and like, I'll be watching your numbers and stuff, and the numbers started growing after that as well. And I think that was because it wasn't what happens that did it. It was more the fact that it was something fresh and something new, so you were still able to enjoy a new game, but you were experiencing all this new stuff for the first time in UG.
Yeah.
And obviously, Red M's a thing now, which is,
Yeah, Red M's just launched by the same guys that made United Gaming, and that place is like, it's insane, man. The roleplay coming out of there is amazing. Like,
you have 5 characters, right? 5?
More than that. 4? More than that. I have this obsession. All right, I have this obsession with just playing stories and random things out in my head 24/7. I can't fucking sleep, right? I'm always doing something. Like, I'm always thinking of something funny or something which, like, I say something funny, but like, I don't know that until people see these things. And like, I have a habit of making stuff up on the fly. So all of these characters that I just bring out and all these different voices, I kind of make up on a whim, like last minute, like whilst I'm there playing, I'll just go, what shall I do? What can I do? What can I do? Blah, blah, blah. I'm just running around doing a thing. And then an idea will just go pop into my head. And I'm just like, right, let's go do this. And we'll do something off of this. So basically, besides like one character, everything I've pretty much ever came up with has kind of been impromptu, because I don't feel as if I'm good enough to sit there and think of ideas.
And it's snowballed, isn't it?
Things just come into my head and I just run with it. And that's what I do. I just fucking run with it. And that's it.
Is that just the difference between some of your characters and Oswald? Because Oswald, I know you worked on for a while, right? Before you were happy to roll him out.
Yeah, that's the only character, basically. Oswald was like, yeah.
Give us some Oswald. Come on.
I thought about Oswald for a good week before I decided to implement him into such a fantastic city, and it just like I just went with it. I made it up over like a week. I was like, it was the name which took more time to come up with than anything else. It was just the name. Like, it was just the name. Everything. Like, I just thought, like, right, posh character goes to London in a place full of fucking crime and hatred. And I was like, yeah, right, we'll put them in there. We just give him a good name. And then when I come up with a name, like, I needed the name before I actually had, like,
could fully develop the character.
I needed the name before I could put, like, clothes to the guy, I needed a name. And then once I had the name, I just went and, designed it and had a lot of fun with it, man. And that's pretty much the same thing for every other character.
The first character we met when we went into UG for the first time was Gypsy Joe.
Yeah, it was.
Can I say he
was brilliant.
Me in stitches.
That was a character I'd made up. Another character that I'd made up within like 10 seconds on the spot, and I just thought, what would be good if we brought a traveler to the city, because there was no.
Because this was back in MRP as well, wasn't it? When Gypsy Joe first came out.
Yeah. This was back in MRP, man. And I thought, what would be good? Someone who wants to bare knuckle fight everyone for money. And I just thought, Joe would be a good fit for this. Like a traveler called Joe. Let's go, and we'll just put like a vest on him and some jeans and stuff, and we'll just set him out in the wild and see what he can find. And I got a lot of shit for that.
Honestly, it's like
he's brilliant though. He's so fucking
every time we meet you, and if you're a different character that I haven't met before, I'll message Spring and I'll be like, "Oh, was that Ben?" He'll be like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Mate,
he's doing something different again."
Creases me up. Yeah.
There's a difference is that I've seen all of the characters, but I didn't know you'd rolled out Oswald until we met Oswald, and then as soon as I met him, I was like, Oswald, Oswald's here. Like he's rolled it out.
This is something, yeah. This is something.
This is cool as fuck.
Yeah, because that's my problem. I can't stick to one thing because over time I'll kind of get bored of it. Like,
yeah, and you risk burnout. Same as everything, characters, creation.
Yeah, exactly. So like, my mind just goes bum 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 bum, and I'm just like, it's like I'm trial running every fucking idea I have for character development in my head, and I just bring them out. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's like a legal thing to do to have so many characters, I guess, but like I just do it, and then I just make sure I get arrested for identity fraud when they do catch me, and they see my actual name. You know what I mean? And that's it, man. That's it.
Because for as long as you're role playing these scenes out, right? That's what they're interested in. It's a role play server, so you're not just to the day you die going, no, my name's Gypsy Joe or whatever, and they're like, well, it's not because we've got your ID, and you're like, no, fuck off. You're role playing it out. Yeah,
that's the best thing. Even though like they see like say I got arrested and stuff, like they know who I am by the record, but they'll still continue with the actual name of the character that I'm playing at the time, and that's just fucking great. That makes it, you know, that just makes it. And if they don't, then they'll just put identity fraud on the charges. And I'll go to jail for longer.
So
me and Spring went to jail for the first time in UG, and I fell off the balcony.
I've got a clip. I'll send it to you. It's amazing.
Send it,
quite funny.
Please.
We'd kind of like moved on a little.
We jumped a bit, but it's fine.
Yeah, I did want to talk about sort of growing up and obviously about your Tourette's.
Yeah, man.
So what was life like growing up? You know,
life growing up, man, like any other kid, man. Any other kid. I'd like to think I was a good kid. I was active as shit. I had friends and stuff like that. I lived in like a very like communal street, you know, everyone knows each other, blah 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 blah. But this is like when I was like way younger, right? And this is like when I was super young, like when I was until I was about like 7 years old, 8 years old or something. And yeah, man, life growing up then was fine. Like I said, man, as soon as I learned to pick up a controller when I was like 2 years old or something, I was playing games, man. And I was an addict, man. Like my mum, I used to drive her mental because like I just wanted to play my console all the time. And she was just like, no, you've been on it too long. Go out and play, do something, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be outside as a kid. I'd be itching to play a game like. But like honestly, literally when the kids are playing football on the field, I'm sat there with my eyes closed, pretending I'm playing the game that I was playing before I got kicked out the fucking house because I really want to go back and play it. You know what I mean? That was me. So I was just like a massive video game addict growing up. But I used to skateboard a lot and stuff like that, man.
I mean, you're from Wales. I don't think there's a single person in Wales that doesn't skateboard.
There's a lot of skate parks here, and there's a lot of skaters down here, man. Yeah, Wales is like cool. known for that. But like before the whole Tourette's thing, like. Yeah, my Tourette's didn't develop. You gay cunt! Like, my Tourette's didn't develop, right? Until I was like, so I was about like 9 years old. Something like that. Like 9 or 10 years old, man. Like, yeah, so it was like a really late thing for me. You know?
Do you know, it's funny you say that because I didn't know that it can be developed as well as obviously you can be born with it.
Yeah, man, yeah.
And I was doing some like, you know, research a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And I read that it can develop at literally any age.
Yeah, but don't get scared of that though. Don't get scared of that because it isn't just going to happen to you guys overnight.
Yeah.
Like
if you lick Ben's face, you're not going to develop it. Like
let's put it this way. If you lick my fucking armpit, you'll get plus 20 mana, and you'll probably get and you're gonna have a good time. But no, on a level, like the myth in the family basically is like. My nan had Tourette's, right? But she was never diagnosed with it. My nan used to make so many noises, man. She was a Cockney London woman, right? And she was fucking crazy, right? And she used to talk to herself and make weird noises all day. Like all day. I've said this before, but like this is this is genuinely what I believe. And what I reckon is it skipped my mum and then went straight into me. That's kind of what I think it happened because my nan was fucking crazy, you know. So like that's the only like I'd say the legitimate reason for me being diagnosed with it was like how it came on and stuff. You know what I mean? I think it was from that, but I never really knew. You know what I mean? I still don't know now. You know what I mean? But that's like that's my best answer for it. Because because it kind of makes sense, you know, because no one else in the family has it, like at all, but I do, and it's just like, yeah, what what the fuck, you know what I mean? The only noisemaker in the family of like such a massive family, man, you know what I mean? Because like my family's fucking huge, man, but I don't, no one else like has it. So you know what I mean? Yeah,
but that ties in perfectly to Matt's next question as well, I think.
Yeah, like hit me. How did it impact you? Obviously, because 10 is like the point, you know, where near the end of primary school, you're moving on to the big secondary school.
And that's literally it was basically the year before I was going into comprehensive school, right? So, and it was fucking crazy because I'd also at the same time we moved to another town, so my schools were changed. So at the last year of school, I got changed to a new school where I didn't know anyone and stuff like that. And at the same time, I'd been diagnosed with Tourette's and I didn't even know what it is, right? So I've just gone into this completely random new primary school. I remember like yesterday, like they brought me in, man, and every fucking kid in that class was just fucking looking at me for days. I went into the corner. I went and sat in the corner. Like I couldn't fucking deal with it. I was only a kid.
Did you have the hair? Obviously not the beard, but did you have the hair then?
Yeah.
So you came in like the Tasmanian devil, just like.
Yeah. That's it, man. So it took a while. It took a little while for the kids to like kind of warm up to me because people thought I was crazy, and I wasn't. I'd be sat there just shouting random things like chicken wings and shit in the corner of the classroom, man. And like, it was really weird. And I don't think any of the teachers like knew what to expect neither and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a wild one, man. It was a wild one. You know what I mean? So, that time of my life when I was diagnosed as a kid, man, just before I went into comprehensive school, it was a mad time for me, man. It was a mad time. Like, you know what I mean? Cause like when you're a kid growing up, man, like, and you get that you're going to get people laughing at you all the time. So I kind of learned to adapt like really quickly to people like laughing and stuff. You know what I mean? Because like
you learned how to take it on the chin really quick and developed your personality around it.
Exactly. Yeah. People weren't like bullying me and stuff, but they just used to laugh like crazy. And like, first of all, I used to like take it as like, oh, they're making fun of me, like this
laughing at you rather than learning to laugh with
really
them.
At me. I don't feel good. You know what I mean? And yeah, but I adapted really quickly, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'd made a lot of friends and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, people kind of get over it. You know what I mean? Like especially kids when they're around it so long, like they get used to it. Like it's the same for anyone though. Like for a lot of people now, like especially now, they like I can sit in a room with people that know me on a personal level and they don't even notice it. They only notice it when a new tic comes out because they're used to everything. They're used to so many things. So it's only when something new happens they're just like, holy shit. You know, like, it's
I must admit, when we've sat in a Discord call and like we've sat there for hours before, like with a few of us in there or whatever, and I don't notice it until that moment when a new tic comes out, and then I piss myself for 10 minutes, and then it's just carry on as normal.
Yeah, man.
It's difficult though, like because if you tic, like I mean, I watch your streams quite often, so I know most of yours. But sometimes you'll come out with them, and I'll laugh, but I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny if someone randomly shouts something.
Yeah, man.
But it doesn't normally happen. It's just funny, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, people find it hilarious, and like, I get pissed off if people don't laugh. Or if people try to hold in their laughter because I can see them trying to like...
They're trying so hard not to offend you, they're almost offending you.
Yeah, I don't want to offend this guy.
I think that's what it is.
It's one of the first questions I ever asked you when I sort of jumped in a Discord call and I was just like, I just need to know, like, are you bothered by it? Am I free to just crack up? Because I do anyway, but like, is it going to piss you off? And you were just like... I find it as funny as you do sometimes. Just
exactly.
You know what I mean? Crack on.
Yeah, I literally take no offense, man. I literally take zero offense. Like I'm cool with it, man.
It's a pretty inspirational outlook to anybody in the community that's got Tourette's. Ben, for me, I mean, I have a friend who's like 15, 16. He developed Tourette's when he was well, that we knew about when he was about 12 or 13. So maybe a little bit younger. And I've always tried to point him in your direction just purely because of your outlook on, like, it doesn't stop you from being you. You allow it to enhance your personality, and you don't let it get you down. You don't let it affect what you do. You incorporate it, and it's incredibly inspirational for anybody. In those that haven't got Tourette's, like myself, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that you can create something as well as you have,
You're an asshole,
and
mate.
never let it get you back. You know what I mean? It never lets you get you down, and you just crack on with life. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm glad. Yeah,
just let everyone know that wasn't a tic. That was
no. It's on the regular. I'm used to it.
Jesus, quick. There you go. I need to get my camera back. Yeah. So, like, as you were saying, man. Yeah, man. A lot of people find it inspirational, and I'm just I just sit there. Just
that must be a
like,
weird concept.
I'm just sad that it is for me, because it like for people to see me as an inspiration. Like, I just think, wow, man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just a dude that plays games and stuff, man, and I meet all these people, and like,
it's a normal bodily function for you. Like, nobody thinks I'm inspirational for going for a dump. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I can understand how that must feel. Where, like, it's just, why am I inspirational? Like, I haven't actually done anything. But I don't think you realize, and I think that the lads will agree, you don't quite realize how the way you are can have such a massive effect on those that are having any sort of issue in life, or have something that they're embarrassed about.
Yeah,
and you're just like a literal poster boy for stop letting it get you down. Live your fucking life and get on with it. You know what I mean? Like,
literally, that goes for anyone with disabilities, man. You know what I mean? Like if there's something you want to do in life and you are actually like physically able to fucking do this, like fucking do it, man. Like, you know what I mean? Don't let shit stop you, man. You know what I mean? Like, whatever disability you have, man, if there's something that interests you and it makes you happy, man, then you need to fucking do that shit, man, because we're only here once. You know what I mean? We're here once. This is it, man. You got one shot of this shit. You know what I mean? Don't like really like think, man. Just fucking think. If there's something you want to do, do it, man. You know what I mean? Like, if you have anxiety, and shit, man, you know what I mean? It's a fucking serious thing, and it is hard, man. But you need to fight and just overcome shit to be able to do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Because if I didn't have that mentality, man, to be like an online to be a live streamer, if I didn't have that kind of mentality, man, I'd be fucking screwed. I'd be screwed, because the internet, as great as it is, man, like, you do get a lot of shit as well.
It can be a real fucking dark place sometimes.
It can be a real fucking bad place, man. It can. So you really gotta just like throw all your worries out of the fucking window, and all the negativity and bullshit. You need to fucking throw that away and pursue whatever the fuck you want to do in life, because that's the only way it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? That is literally the only way it's gonna happen, is if you really go for it, man. So
you know, the thing is, life will never always be good. You know, life is literally hurdles. It's always up and down.
Yeah, man.
And
always
that's the challenge. That's the challenge. If you can just pull through and, like, you know, do what you love, you know, you're sweet. You know.
Well, yeah, that's it, man. You just you just really need to just go for it. You just gotta go for whatever you want to go for, man.
Yeah. And what does streaming mean to you?
What does streaming mean to me?
Yeah.
Fuck, like,
getting real now.
You're getting real now, right?
Yeah. No, we're getting deep. Like,
man. Like 2 years into this now, like literally nearly 2 years into this now, like, it's still only getting started. You know, it's still only getting started. But what it means to me, it pretty much means everything. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm not gonna bullshit you. Like it means a fucking lot to me, man.
Yeah.
Because, like, to be able to stream every day, man, and, like, you know what I mean? You need to make fucking sacrifices, like, legit, you know what I mean? People don't know this, man. People don't know this. Like, you have to make a lot of sacrifice, like, mentally, financially, and, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot that goes into it, man.
Socially,
you know,
as well. Because although you're connected via the internet socially, as soon as you hit stop going live, you're isolated back in your own world again, and the work carries on.
Yeah, that is it, man. You know what I mean? Like, but to me, man, it's kind of changed my life. Like over the course of this 2 years, man, it's changed everything. It's literally changed everything, man. Like it's fucking crazy. You know, it literally has changed everything, but it means the world to me. It means it means the world to me, man. You know what I mean?
If you could use a sentence to describe your community, what would you say?
You could use one word, I'm sure.
Go on, in one word.
You really want me to go there?
Go on.
You really want me to go there, man? I can't even come out with words. I can't. I'm finding it very hard right now to describe this thing as one word. This is hard. Fuck. This is fuck.
Especially because I think it's volatile.
Volatile.
I thought you were going to say toxic.
Volatile, man. Volatile. Every fucker can go off in a second. Like everyone could just implode in a second and just go mental. You know what I mean? Kind of like my own fucking brain.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm modding the chat and it's just
that you know would just defend you and like they'd be but like there if you ever needed them.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I keep close. You know, I've met a lot of people through this. You know what I mean? There's some real people. I won't mention names, but there's a lot of real people that have really like stuck with me. Like massively, and like we're like really good buds now. You know, we're like really good buds, and we all help each other out and such, man. You know what I mean? It's a really good thing. So yeah, man. There's a lot of good people within our community, man. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of them that I talk to regularly. There's a lot of them that I don't talk to regularly, but like they'll always catch up with me and stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? It's yeah, it's mad. It is mad. Yeah, it's great, man. It's great.
I think compliment to the way that you've grown a community and so that you've been able to, that's something to be extremely proud of. But obviously, like recently, you had like a personal situation with a pet, and the community came through for you, and that. But like,
dude,
I know how grateful you are.
Yeah, man. Like
you did that as well. Like you grew that community. That's incredible,
unreal, man. It's unreal, man. I feel as if I didn't play any part in that, but everyone did. Like everyone legit did, man. Like if it really wasn't for the community, man, like my pet would be like in a very, very bad state right now. Like she would be in a very bad state, man. So yeah, man. Kudos to everyone that donated, man, because my dog was able to get an operation. She had a massive cancerous growth removed. Her cancer hasn't come back. She's like really healthy now. She's jumping on and off the bed. She's running around. She's gone. She's like she's as mental as she ever was before.
That's
like
incredible.
this growth started, man. And yeah, man, it got me emotional as shit. Like really fucking emotional. Like and like. When I ended stream, man, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I was just like, what the fuck? It was mental. And I was able to ring the vets the next day, and I was just like, right, I need to book my dog for an operation. I got the money, and blah, blah, and yeah, I took her in. And that was a stressful day though, man, because I had to wait all day. Like, I'd never been through this before.
Because it's never 100% either, is it? Like,
no, there was a chance. Like there was a chance. There was a small chance, man. But like, with like, I didn't want to take the chance, but I had to, kind of thing. Yeah. And I'm so glad that we did, because she's really fine and healthy now, man. But again, this wouldn't have been possible if it weren't for everyone in our community on Twitch. Like
that's a big shout out to Ben's community and his mod team, the rest of his mod team, and everything that you guys really came through for him. And yeah, no, big shout out to you guys. That's incredible.
Yeah,
I owe you everything. One day I will give you everything.
He won't tell you when, but he will.
Yeah.
What would you say the best thing about having Tourette's is? Because some people say there are like negatives. Obviously, there are.
I've been excited for this question.
The best thing about it.
The best thing about having Tourette's. Oh,
see, I said to my other half about this question, and I said I think I know one answer he could give me. So it'd be interesting to know what answer you do give me.
Now, the usual answer that people expect from this is I can say what the fuck I like when I like anybody. That was what he was expecting, right?
That's the generic copy pasta answer to.
I told you, man. Like,
typical, isn't it?
I told you, man. Like, no, that's my genuine answer. You can't fuck off. My only answer, but like the best answer I could give to this, in my own personal opinion, is the fact that sometimes it gives me gratuitous amounts of energy, which I am able to put into something. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so like spending 15 hours playing with your audio and...
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, exactly. 15 hours playing with my audio for it not to work and me miss several streams because I forgot to put a button up on a mixer.
We were sitting there and it just...
Tweet I had to write in my life, but I'd feel bad if I kept people out the loop by not saying shit. And yeah, man, it took me like 18 hours or something to like realize that a volume button was down when I set up the dual PC.
Well, we'll stick an image up of what a Go XLR looks like, the interface, and I'll highlight the little slider that was down.
Fuck's sake, like everything was fine, and like that happened, and I was just like, shit. So yeah, it was bad timing, man. Very bad fucking timing.
Okay, so I've got some sort of a content-y kind of question for you. It's more platform-based, right? So what do you think about YouTube Live and Facebook Gaming? Do you know much about them? What do you think of them as platforms? Like, what do you like? What do you not like as such at the moment?
What
do you think? And he's just going, yeah.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm totally I'm fucking with you. No, seriously, on a level right now. So I actually streamed before I came back to Twitch. Right, I don't really like to tell people this, okay, but because of the running jokes, but between all the people that know each other in the community, and they like to burn me a new one every day, right? They like to roast me. But I actually done 2 weeks on Facebook Gaming before I came back to Twitch. Remember when I said I was streaming for my friends and stuff, made a little bit of growth, like you know what I mean, like 100, 200 followers, something like that. Before I quit for like 2 years, right? Before I came back to Twitch on the same account, I actually done 2 weeks on Facebook Gaming, and the platform itself, it was all right.
This is what, 2 years ago?
It was about, I think it was about 2.5.
Yeah,
like
so it's come a way since then, so it's not too long before I did it.
It was between like 2.5, 3 years ago. I done like 2 weeks. I done like 2 weeks on Facebook Gaming. It was okay. I had quite a few people come in. Like I'd have about 30 people, 40 people.
Yeah, the algorithm just pops. You go from like 2 to 50, and you're like, where the fuck did this lot come from?
Yeah, man. And it was okay, but I didn't like the fact that it lacked a lot of features that Twitch
100%
for me. Because like Twitch was always like my home, and I look back and I thought, why did I go there in the first place? But everything's changed now. I don't exactly.
Yeah, that's why I moved.
It's changed from when I first started live streaming on Facebook. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to slam the platform, but at the same time, like when I was back then, it was different, and it was very, very bare bones. A lot of it's changed now, but it was extremely bare bones when I went there. Yeah.
I mean, when I was there, subs they're called supporters on Facebook. Which is the equivalent, obviously, like your Twitch subs or your YouTube memberships. There was, to get those as a creator, when I was there, you needed 10,000 followers, but there was no like with Twitch, and for those of the audience that have ever streamed on Twitch or looked at the dashboard, there's an achievement goals that you sort of hit to get affiliate and for partner and all that sort of stuff. Facebook didn't have that apart from Level Up, which is their equivalent of affiliate, right? So
the Level Up program, yeah.
So that was like, you need 100 followers, you need to stream for 10 hours a week, across 14 days or something silly, and you get in. So it's relatively easy to get into. And my issue with it was the chat delay, because the Facebook's servers, they're slightly delayed, and that was really hard with live content. Because you ask a question and sit there like, okay, we'll just wait 30 seconds for a reply, and they're waiting a minute for a reply to your original question. So that was a bit rough. I think they've slightly improved that now. I've got a friend that still streams on Facebook sometimes,
and I watch a good few people I know and streamer friends from Twitch that are on Facebook now. I watch them, and it's pretty much seamless now compared to when I was doing it back then. It's pretty much seamless now. So it's the
interface actually isn't horrible either. Like the user interface is actually kind of nice. Really Compare it to YouTube. I don't know how much YouTube Live you've watched.
I watched a good chunk of YouTube Live.
So like recently, like I've tried to force myself to, because I really miss watching people like Dr. Lubo. Sorry. I used to watch him all the time on Twitch, and since he moved to YouTube, I struggled with watching because I didn't like the interface. The content was great, but it took a while to get used to. And I know that's something that YouTube are working on. And Facebook definitely have that way more nailed than YouTube do. But Twitch is just on another level. The integrations for me were the biggest thing to move from Facebook to Twitch. Having the ability for blurp and for the chat bots. You couldn't even get a chat bot on Facebook unless you were a partner when I was there. Like you had to use like Nightbot and shit.
Yeah, man, that's what I mean. Like back in the Mixer days, back in the Mixer and Twitch days, Mixer was great, but I never actually went and watched a stream there. I just knew what the platform was about. And it was just a whole other streaming platform, but I just love Twitch. I never knew anything else.
I was the same.
I never knew anything else from Twitch. You know, I was just like that was like the original like OG thing, man. And
I heard of Twitch through Facebook. I didn't know Twitch existed until like I used to watch Stone Mountain was like the first live stream I watched, and then I watched Darkness 429. Darkness played with Lupo, and then I was like, I want to see what this Lupo guy is all about, and then I found Twitch that way, and then from there I then started watching Thor then led me to MRP and the creators in MRP. He raided you, I discovered you, and the rest is history kind of thing.
The rest is history, man. Yeah, it's mad, right? It's mad.
So I actually found Thor through Tarkov.
Yes, that's how I knew.
I didn't know he was in MRP.
I found Thor the Titan through Tarkov. Come up with my recommended because I was one of those guys that liked watching the game rather than playing the game because I sucked at the fucking game, and the rest is history. But legit, like, I found people like Thor and stuff. Yeah, all through my recommended in Tarkov, and yeah, man, crazy journey, right? Crazy journey,
amazing.
Man.
I did have one more question about your tics and Tourette's. I know we've changed subject, but I just wanted to ask this. Do you have an extremely embarrassing moment in public because of your tics?
Loads.
What's your
is there a standout? That's what he wants to know. The juice.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Yeah.
Right. So think right. Imagine yourself in a public place, right? Imagine yourself in a public place.
Right.
Loads of people, stuff like that, right? I got an idea. Say you're in a pub, right? You're in a club. You're in a scenario, right? You're in your local boozer, right? Loads of people there. Everyone's drinking. Everyone's normal. You see one dude that looks like me, right? Stood there, yeah? Just stood there and drinking, minding his own business, yeah? When he starts pretending to masturbate with a whole bodily tic.
That's fantastic.
Like, how would you react to that?
I would buy you another beer.
You know what? Didn't that happen to me on Twitch? On Twitch, like a while back, like not even that, like about a week ago or so. I was on live.
Yes.
I done it on live. You remember it?
Yeah,
Do you remember it? Because it happened to me. Yeah, because it happened to me.
That was one of them ones where I just walked away from the computer.
Yeah.
I heard it and had to go back on the pod.
Yeah, I'm doing some shit, right? And I've done it, and I haven't done this for years. And like, I've just gone like, you know, I've gone full on pretending to masturbate. I'm stood there, like, you know what I mean? I'm jerking the fucking air to like 200 people, right? I'm like, there's like fucking 200 people or something watching me, right? I've come back to the chair, and the chat is just going fucking boom, boom. Everyone's laughing. And I'm like, why the fuck are they laughing? And I'm just like, they just noticed that, right? And they're all just saying,
oh yeah, we did.
They're all telling me exactly what I've done, and I'm there, and I'm just like, shit. And I'm just like, please do not ban me. I didn't mean for it to happen. Just don't ban me, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, like that's just one of many things that I've done, man. Like that is one, like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of shit that stands out, man. Like I went into Pets at Home once, right? I went into Pets at Home once. Bear in mind, this time I'm with my cousin and his friend, right? We know each other very, very well, obviously. Like one of them has to go and get some things for their dog or something like that. We've walked into Pets at Home, right? Before he even goes to get the food stuff, we're just looking around the place because there's so many animals and stuff like that, right? We're walking down this section of rabbits and guinea pigs and all other critters, right? You see one big sticker on the side of a tank, right? It's called Syrian hamsters. The rest is history. Like legit, it's just called Syrian hamsters. And I've just gone off and I've just started shouting about Syria and like loads of things into connection of Syria. Like, yeah, I know. You can imagine what was being said, right? And I'm trying to hold it together. I can't. My voice is echoing throughout the whole fucking store because the stores are so big. Right?
Yeah,
the stores
fucking
are so
40-foot ceilings.
90-foot ceilings. You say one thing, like the staff can hear you over the other edge of the fucking store. Like you're not getting away from it, right? So I've alerted the whole shop now to my Syrian fucking hamster presence. And my cousin and his friend have walked back to the car. I don't even know they've walked back to the car.
The dog doesn't need a new toy.
I don't even know they've walked back to the car. I'm still walking down the aisle. Looking at them all. And when I get to the end of the aisle, I've turned around. I've looked. I'm like, where the fuck did they go? So I'm looking over shelves and shit. I'm looking like, where the fuck are they gone? They're in the car. They're in the car. They can't walk around the store with me. They're in the fucking car. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, yeah, just like, oh,
That's
fuck,
incredible.
I feel bad. I didn't need to buy anything. I'm going back to the car. So I've gone back to the car, and then they were both hysterically laughing, but at the same time they were like, we are not fucking walking around this shop with you shouting stuff like that. Ben, we love you, mate. We're dying right now, and they've got tears streaming down their face, and I'm there just like, ah, shit, like I've done it again. So
they
I went back to the car,
realizing they didn't have a dog in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I've gone back to the car and I've stayed in the car for them to do their thing, like, But yeah, man, there's a lot. Like
the punchline is they went in there the day before, found that, and there was like, we're walking him down this aisle. We just want to see what happens.
Realized it was way more than they anticipated, and they can't even. You know what I mean? Like if they can't handle the.
Well, we didn't sign up for this. Fuck.
Yeah, if they can't handle the heat, stay out the fucking kitchen. The pop jokes like that on me. Don't cry when it goes like way OTT. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's
they were arguing for ages about who's going to pretend to have a pet.
And it just, yeah, man, that's just
say you got a fish or something.
Can you imagine, dude? Can you fucking imagine, man? But yeah, it's a crazy thing, Yeah, it's a crazy thing, man. Like a lot of my mates like to put me in situations in real life where they know I'm going to go off because they love to see me uncomfortable because they're bastards. And they just love to see me uncomfortable. So I think they rack their brains and go, I wonder what Ben wouldn't like. I know. Let's wind Ben up. Yeah, let's do something for Ben. And that's it, man. You know what I mean? People take a lot of joy out of fucking with me. So yeah, it's all right, man. It's cool. It's cool, man.
It's all shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits.
Oh yeah, exactly. Don't remind me about that time, please. For God's sake.
Sorry. Sorry, that was a mistake.
So, did you ever? So, when you got into streaming, did you ever stream on console, or did you console?
No.
Or did you go? Oh right, okay.
PC. I went. Sorry, man. No, I went to PC only. Yeah. Like I was just on PC, and I had a camera. I had a little camera. I had like some 30-pound camera. Just put that up, man. Like those VODs are still there, by the way.
Yeah, the 160p VOD is definitely still there.
I've got like several like 160p VODs of me like playing random shit, and yeah, man, like really old stuff, and I didn't have. I didn't
definitely have a look at those. Later.
Some of those VODs I didn't have this hair, nothing like, you know what I mean. And people know me. People know me as this now, man. But once time I had short hair and stuff like that, man. But yeah, man, I started like everyone else does, and that's it. So I went straight into PC because like when I discovered Twitch, like I said, I was into PC. It was not long after I got into PC gaming. So like it came
perfect
kind of
time,
hand in hand. Yeah, it came hand in hand. It came literally hand in hand. You know what I mean? Because like I knew what Twitch was, but when I was on Xbox, I didn't when I was on Xbox and stuff, I didn't, I didn't really look at it. I didn't even download the app, actually. I didn't even download the app. I remember one day I was sat there and I had 2 app recommendations. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had 2 app recommendations on the store on my fucking Xbox One, like several years ago, man. One of them was the poker channel and the other one was Twitch. And I just went, I don't need Twitch. I'll watch live poker instead. I downloaded the fucking poker channel instead of Twitch. And I feel so bad looking back now. You know what I mean? I feel so bad looking back now, man, because like, yeah, I didn't really realize like how fun the platform was, man, and how many people you could meet and stuff. I wasn't really thinking like that back then. I just loved gaming and shit. Yeah. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Choices were made at that stage.
Choices were made at that stage, man. Choices were made.
It's crazy though, isn't it? How everyone basically started off on console and then mostly everyone's onto PC now. But like,
man.
So what was the first console you had? So
the first console I had was an Atari. It was an Atari. I can't remember which one. It was I think it was a black one. I can't remember what it was because the 2600 was like, what was the 2600? It was like
it's a bit before my time. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
How old are you?
Yeah, I had a little black Atari console and it had like a Formula 1 game on it. I think it was. And that was the first video game I think I'd played. When I was a kid, that was like the first one I played, and over time I ended up getting like a Master System after that. After the Master System, I ended up getting a Mega Drive. After the Mega Drive,
that was my first console.
Yeah, after the Mega Drive,
give it a blow when it didn't work. Slap it back in.
Man. When I was a kid, I remember this like yesterday. I had a copy of Home Alone, right? I had a fucking Home Alone cartridge, and I used to love playing that game. One day I stopped working, so instead of like cleaning it out, remember now, I'm like 5 years old or something, right? 4 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
Instead of blowing the pins on the cartridge, because I'd see my mum do it to get the games working, right? To get the games working, not anything else. To get the games working, right? And like, obviously, like, I tried that, didn't work. I thought using fucking Imperial leather soap over the sink would have fixed my shit.
No.
I thought it would have fixed my shit, and I completely fucked the cartridge, man. You know what I mean? Those are the things, man. Like, but I remember this one game vividly, right? And this game wasn't exactly for kids, right? Like, I used to love playing like Tasmania and stuff. There was this side-scrolling platformer game, like a shooting game. It was called Flashback. And there was this game called Flashback, right? And it was hard as fuck. And like, I don't know why, but I just really loved playing that game. But I was also really scared of the enemy AI in that game. When you get shot at, you'd have like this like jungle music playing, these drums and shit, and you'd be getting shot at. And it used to fucking petrify me as a kid, but I couldn't get off it. I ended up getting a Super Nintendo. Yeah. And I drove my mother fucking insane with that because I used to play Super Mario World a lot.
Yeah.
And like when I say a lot, I mean a lot. And like I was really young. Like I was completing this game at like fucking 5 years old or something. Like my mum used to hide the cartridge. She'd keep every one of my other games. I'd have like F-Zero, I'd have like Super Mario Brothers, like Super Mario Brothers 2, I think it was. And I used to have All Stars, which had Super Mario World on it as well. So like when she hit the original cart, like I could play it on the All Stars cart, and she used to go mental not to play that game. It was only because of the music, because she used to hear the same music so much. Yeah. And because I used to play it so much, it drilled her fucking mind, I think. I think it drove her like insane. And I used to love playing that, man. I used to love playing that. I have a very vivid memory of owning a Super Nintendo, because I remember when I had the console, and it was like I think it was the day that I actually had the console. I played it in the morning before I went to school, and on the way home I couldn't wait to play it. I was walking home from school, right? And like when I lived at the time, like the walk from school to like my house wasn't that far. So my mum used to walk me home from school every day, like rather than get me in the car, right? I'm just a kid, right? Now there's this dog, right, that was in a garden. Like every day after school I'd pass, it was like this sheepdog, right? It was like this collie, this black and white collie, blah, blah, blah. I've gone past the wall, right, one day, and I've tried to give the dog a sweet, right, over the wall. I'm walking home with a pack of sweets, right? I put my hand over the wall with a sweet for this dog, right? And the dog has fucking savaged my hand.
Oh, no.
The dog has savaged my hand, like fucking really savaged my fucking hand. It was bleeding like shit. Like this collie has ragged my hand to bits. And obviously, like, long story short, man, I just remember going home that day with a giant fucking bandage, like covering most of my hand. My thumb was like the only thing available, and it was enough for me to play the Nintendo.
Still have your sweets in the other hand.
Yeah, literally, man. Yeah, that's like one vivid memory I have of owning a Super Nintendo, man. Fucking crazy. And from there, I've kind of gone through most consoles because the thing was, right, now, my mum wasn't rich or nothing, right? She worked like 3 different jobs to provide for me, man. Like I lived in an area which was pretty like, you know, pretty poverty fucking stricken a little bit and shit. My mum worked 3 jobs, man, to provide and shit like that. So every console she used to buy was off my cousins because they'd get a new console like every Christmas or for their birthdays. So they used to sell their older consoles to my mum for me. So I was like always a generation behind in consoles growing up, but that's how I got all my games consoles when I was a kid because she used to buy them off my cousin, and that's how I went, man. And then I went on. Then I had a PS1 growing up on Christmas. I had a PlayStation 1 at Christmas, man, like fucking load of games and stuff, man. And I've just gone. What else did I have after that, man? Basically, fucking. I've gone through like most consoles, man. Growing up, like you know what I mean. I was addicted. I was addicted. Like it was the same kind of chain reaction. When I got a new console, that was sold on, you know what I mean, kind of thing. So I'd gone through generation after generation of consoles growing up and stuff like that. And when I had Tourette's, right, when my Tourette's like came out of nowhere and stuff like that. When I was getting it was after I got diagnosed actually, and when I went into comprehensive school, that it was actually when I went into comprehensive school. I was in like I think it was year 7. Sure, it was year 7 or year 8 or whatever. Blah blah. My mum thought that the games were like making me worse, like tick wise. She thought like the console had given me tics and stuff. Because like I remember the day I started ticking, I was playing a WWE game and I started ticking, and from then on, blah, blah, blah. I was young, right? And like my mum thought it was because of the games, it made me worse. So she actually boycotted me from playing fucking like consoles like in my first like teen years, man, when I was like 12, 13. When I was like 12 or 13, 14, like my mum had fucking no games in this house. Like no fucking games in this house. It's not good for you. It's making you worse, blah, blah, blah. And like, yeah, man, that was probably the hardest time of my fucking life because I couldn't play games. It drove me insane.
This house is a prison.
Fuck yeah, man. Like fucking too right, man. Like I do right, man. But like, it was great because a friend of mine in school, I told my friends in school, and my friend had brought a fucking GameCube into school for me, man. Like a bag full of games. He brought it because he had a PS2 in the house. He was sweet, man. So he brought a fucking GameCube in for me with like 15 games, man, in his rucksack, and he just went, Ben, lend this off me because you want to play games.
The ultimate contraband.
Mate, legit, right? And when I took it home, man, I stashed it in my cupboard, right? I stashed it in my cupboard, man. And like every time my mum went to sleep at night, that was when I would game. So I'd fucking every night when she'd go to bed, I'd open my cupboard, man, take the GameCube up, put the TV in, put a pair of headphones into my TV, like little shitty pair of headphones, man, and I'd sit there like that.
Little bit of blue tack over the power lights, so she came in, you could fucking.
I was gaming all fucking night, dude, like all fucking night, man, because it was the only time I could game, right? Yeah. And this went on for years. This went on for years. Like I'd hidden my gaming addiction
without getting caught.
Without getting caught.
I
shit you not, I didn't get caught once.
The ultimate ninja warrior.
I didn't get caught once. Yeah. I didn't get caught once. Like legit. My mum wouldn't hear me at night or nothing, man. He'd like it was fucking mad because like you'd think with Tourette's, like, you know what I mean? I'd wake her up.
She's probably used it by then. She just thinks, he's jibbing in his sleep.
My mum was like a really deep sleeper. Like a really deep sleeper. So it was fucking fine for me, man. So like I'd stay up. I'd made a rule that I'd go to sleep at sunrise and then get like an hour or two of sleep before I had to get up and go to school. Wow. And my mum didn't even notice this, like you know what I mean? And it was only when like I was like chronically fucking fatigued in school and like the teachers complained about it that like my mum said like what the fuck, like I blamed it on skating. I blame it on skateboarding and being out with my friends and stuff like that.
So she keep you in secret game.
Reality, I'm up to like 4 or 5 a.m. fucking playing video games because I need to get I need to control my addiction, right?
And here we are 20 years later and you're still up till 4 a.m. gaming.
And I'm still doing this legally because you don't have control over me no more, Mom. I can play games when I want to now, and it sucks because I can't see my penis anymore because I'm so fat, but I'm happy. I'm happy because I can still play video games.
Same.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Preach
man,
that,
I've been
brother.
out for a long time. Yeah, crazy stories, man. Like crazy stories, man. But that's how much I love gaming.
Yeah,
That's that isn't.
It's a big thing. It's a very big thing. Like for people that don't game, it's hard for them to understand. Like I think we've spoken about this before in one of the episodes, but like, yeah, it's if you really get into it, like we did from a young age, it really becomes part of you.
It becomes a part of your life, and like to an extent, man, where most aspects of your life revolve around fucking video games and playing video games. Like if I didn't have video games, man, I'd be lost.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Like, don't get me wrong, man. I have hobbies. I have like other hobbies and stuff. Like I said, man, like when I wasn't playing games when I was younger, I was skateboarding, and like all through my teen years, my early 20s, I was still skating. Like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like as I grew up, but gaming was always there. Yeah. Like gaming was like always a main fucking thing of mine, man. And yeah, nothing ever really changed, you know? And like the same, like this probably goes to everyone that's into gaming. It's like the hardest thing to like not do, especially if you suffer with an addiction, like people that have like hardcore addictions to it and stuff. I actually feel for you guys because like gaming is amazing, right? But like sometimes you really do have to just put the controller down for 5 minutes, man.
It's very easy to let gaming take over.
It's very, very easy. Man.
Especially if you then.
The part about gaming is like, you know, me and Spring will start playing Tarkov, and then we'll look and it's like, shit, how's it nearly 1 a.m?
Several hours.
Do you know what I mean?
Several hours go by and you're just like, what the fuck? Time gone out the window. You know what I mean?
I think the thing that helps me is when I'm streaming that I'm aware of how long I've been streaming.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, I know that at sort of this sort of time I start feeling this way, or I know when the viewer drops off at a certain time, or you know, or my missus pops into chat and she messages in chat and she's like,
she sucks your dick.
She's like in chat. Yeah, she'll pop in. She'll be like, "I'm going to bed. I'll see you in a couple of hours." And I'm like, "Oh shit, it's 11 o'clock."
A couple of hours.
Time for a raid. Well, when she says "see me in a couple of hours," that's me going, "Can you move over so I can get in?" Like, because you're starfishing.
Wait until you go to the toilet first thing in the morning and your boyfriend is sat there just like still glued into a fucking raid. Just like, I'm fine, babe. I got work today.
When I was in lockdown, well, I was self-isolating because, you know, we all had to when you were in contact.
Yeah, man.
And obviously all I would do would just game. So I'd be like playing. And then all of a sudden, like, I'd look out the window and I'd be like, oh, shit, the fucking sun's up.
Yeah, full on, man.
Have I done this?
During lockdown, I think I was playing Warzone on the Xbox for 12 to 13 hours. 12, maybe even 14 hours a day.
Easy as well.
I was smashing Warzone. I was doing it way too much, but then that led into content creation and then like building a computer, and I was like, I want to they were like, you should stream. Like, why are you not streaming this content? Like, you're good enough to do it. And I was like, oh, go on then. And then I never played COD on stream.
Because like, if you're playing, you literally might as well stream at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you
like,
play and then something cool happens and you're not streaming, you'll be like, oh, I should have. If I'd have been streaming, I'd have been able to clip that. Do you know what I mean?
And I think Ben will see this as well, right? So I agree with that when you're trying to grow and you're trying to build. But once you've sort of got yourself more established and you're looking at like schedules and stuff like that, it's actually really, really good to have some game time off stream.
Yeah, full on, man. I'm a fucking addict, dude. I'm an addict, man. Like I get off stream, I game. Before I stream, I game. Like I'm gaming all the time. After this podcast, I'm gonna get off and game. 100%, like no doubt about that, man. I don't care what the fucking time is. I've got hours in me yet to burn off and play games. So like,
but I think you need it as well, like, because when you're streaming and like we all stream here, in some capacity, and however often and stuff, but like when you are live, like I'm looking at 4 monitors. I'm thinking about what's going on over here. I'm looking at what's going over there. I'm checking, make sure everything's still working over here. You know, I'm making sure I'm not dropping frames. I'm trying to focus on the game and trying to read chat. I'm trying to be aware of any alerts. You know what I mean? And thanking people and doing this. So you're gaming, but the game is more of a performance rather than you're not enjoying it fully. If you get what I mean, you're enjoying it, you're having fun, but I get what you mean your focus isn't solely immersed in the game.
I get what you mean by that. Yeah. Obviously, like you can't really, like you can, but like I love fucking talking to people, man. So like you can like fully submerge yourself into something, but you'll bring yourself out really quickly because you're always speaking to people and stuff like that. But like I really enjoy when I'm immersed into a game. I really enjoy taking other people with me into this. So even when I fully submerge myself into a game when I'm on live, I always make sure that everyone that's there is with me in this shit.
Living the experience with you.
Yeah. So we really go through this fucking thing together. Yeah, like you know what I mean? So it's like more of a it's like more of that kind of feeling, you know, like, you know what I mean? I like to give people like something, you know.
One thing I've noticed that you like to do as well is that when you're not streaming and you know that your buddies are like in role play and stuff, you're like, I want to role play. And then you're like, oh shit, I can legit help them with some content here. I get to enjoy just role playing, but making content on the flip side. Like I see you doing it during the day and it's incredible.
And I do, I do, man. You know what I mean? I do anything that I find is fun with a lot of people, like, you know what I mean? Especially when I'm off stream, when they're streaming, because I just love to have fun, man. You know what I mean? I love to give people a good time. And a lot of people enjoy like fucking playing games with me and such, man. So like, if I've got the time, I'm not doing anything, I'm there. You know what I mean? Let's go do something. You know what I mean? I don't care whether you're streaming or not. You know what I mean? Let's go do something. And we do. And we do. You know what I mean? Have I got a scram on my face?
No.
I look like I got a scram. So that fucking cat, man. The cat. Cat's scramming me again. I swear to God. The cat has integrated herself into this fucking relationship. Fucking thing.
So we've obviously United Gaming have brought out Frontiers and their Red M server, which from what I've seen so far looks fucking incredible.
Oh, it's phenomenal for what it is.
Obviously, it's early stages right now. They're working on some stuff, but we know they're actively working on this stuff. Like they care, and it's brilliant. What do you think? Right, what's these key differences apart from the aesthetics? Right, between GTA RP and Red Dead Redemption RP. Like how is the role play different?
The role play as a whole is different. It is fucking built different because think of it, it's the 1800s, man.
Yeah.
It's the 1800s, man.
No, there's no roadmen.
No Buster Cap in your ass, motherfucker, roadmen.
There's no gangsters, and the ones that are treated as if they are in the 1800s, which is fucking great, man. Like
they're respectable gangsters. The
whole roleplay and talking level alone is like phenomenal compared to how it is in GTA, because a lot of people are like really power hungry and stuff, you know, like it also it depends where you play and who you're interacting with in a scene. Like,
do you think the base game has an effect on that as well? Because GTA has a very different culture to Red Dead Redemption. And do you think because of that is why GTA is the way it is?
Like it's because of that, like GTA is the way it is. And it's because of Red Dead is the way people have adapted and gone to an 1800s vibe. Is the whole game itself, which has changed people's role play that have gone there. You know, like there's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
there's no actual fucking doubt about that. And it's great. It's great, man. It's a refreshing change. You know what I mean? It's really good. And I'd love to tell you a lot of things that are coming, but I can't.
Of course.
But I know a bunch of good stuff that's coming as well. Like everything's already taken off for them. And I wish them nothing but the best with that. I'm really enjoying playing there. You know what I mean? It's the same with GTA. Yeah. You know what I mean? I really like playing there too. So nothing but high hopes for them as a whole, man. It's a really good experience.
It's been cool to see the 5M guys that have only ever done GTA RP, that have never played Red Dead, that have gone into it, and I've been interested to see how they've created characters. People like Father Pilgrim, for example, right? He's one that I'm thinking of. Like he's adapted to a whole new thing. You could tell.
Character,
Yeah, he did
a different persona.
Yeah, he did a TikTok live where he was unsure whether he was going to bother streaming it on Twitch because he didn't know how his community would react to it. And I kind of said to him, like, your community are there for you, and because you're a role player, if you want to do it, the only way to find out is to try, right? And I was not expecting him to do what he did, and I was impressed by that.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's a great role player, and
there are so many in the UG community.
Man. Yeah, and it's mad how like we said, man, how like one game can completely change someone of how they think and make characters and role play themselves and stuff like that. You know, it's a big fucking jump, man. You know, it's mad, like, you know what I mean? But we all done it. We all made the change. You know what I mean? To play what you want to play. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know until you try.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how it's going to elevate their role play in 5M as well. So once they've done a bit of Frontiers and stuff, and they've learned a different way of role playing and have a different respect for the art, effectively, of role playing, how that's then going to affect their 5M, and I think that's going to be cool to see.
Yeah, it is, and the change is already happening. Like, you know what I mean? The change is happening, and but again, man, you don't need to be a fucking rocket scientist to play a fucking role playing game. You don't have to be a genius or nothing like that. You literally just play a character.
Yeah, just respect the rules and
what they want to do. Yeah, it's not rocket science, man. Like, when I started role playing, man, like, I remember like it was yesterday. I jumped in. I didn't know what the fuck to do, what I was doing. I just figured it out on the way. And everyone I came in contact with, I just put on a different character compared to being myself in a game. And that's it. And once I realized how much fun I was having with people just by winding them up and just doing like random funny shit, man, like as a different character, yeah, that's what done it for me. And that's what done it for me. And I really enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it.
The Red Dead RP is definitely something I would quite like to dabble in. When I saw it, I think I was watching. It was either you or Ross. I can't remember who I was watching now. And I said to Spring, I said, Red Dead looks so sick.
Those things. Yeah, it's great, man.
Definitely, like, it would be so much fun.
It's honestly great. And the thing is, man, Red Dead's been around for like quite a long time. The roleplay scene's been around for a long time. It just hasn't taken off in the way that GTA did, because obviously, like, GTA has way more
accessible as well,
and stuff like that. Yeah. And Red Dead's kind of a way more serious vibe about it, you know what I mean? The stuff you do and everything like that is way different to GTA, you know what I mean? But that's what makes Red Dead so great.
People go into it because they like the role play before they like the base game, whereas people came into GTA because they like GTA. They're like, oh fuck, I can play this with my mates. Oh shit, I can just pretend to be this big time gangster and hide behind my keyboard, and it's fucking amazing, and I can do it with you know what I mean? And then they've learned to role play because they wanted to play GTA Online in a slightly different way, whereas Red M's very much like they've got a respect for role play, and Red M's the format they've used it on. You see what I mean? Like, it's super cool to see.
In UG, I think I had the most amazing thing happen to me on UG. I accidentally crashed. I mean, as you know, my PC doesn't like me driving on GTA 5M, right? So I was driving a car and I accidentally crashed into this other car, right? And I was expecting a man with a deep voice to have a go at me. Instead, it was a small, squeaky child talking like a roadman, right? So he was like, "Oi, bruv, why do you think you want to smash my car then, yeah? I'll fucking shank you up." I was like...
I'm very confused right now, yeah.
I literally didn't say anything. I was sort of like...
You're sitting there like, somebody get this motherfucker a tape measure. He should not be driving this car.
all I can tell you about that, literally the only thing I can say is, welcome to fucking UK roleplay in GTA. Everywhere you go, unless it's got an age cap, you're gonna experience that at least once in your fucking journey as a character. within that game.
The best part was it took me like a couple of seconds to process what this small, tiny, angry human has said to me.
And you've got some kid ripping you to bits.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I replied.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a mad thing.
I'm pretty sure I replied something like, "Shut up, you little gremlin! Come and chat to me when you don't have blocks on the bottom of your feet," or something like that. And then I drove off. I was so confused.
Like RP, like I never thought I would get into RP. Like I literally got into RP because of Thor and Ben. Right, you're the reasons that I started doing it. And in the first city that I was in Manchester, I very much, it was my taster. I was planning on wiping my character eventually and coming back different, but I needed to understand what RP was. So I came in and sort of was myself, but a bit more of a bellend than usual. Slightly more rude than I normally am. And I came in, but I was polite with it. You know what I mean? I was in the car dealership, worked myself up to like co-owner, like manager, co-owner. And I took it all really seriously. And then I realized it was actually becoming a job. So I had a full-time job. I had streaming, and then in the video game, I had another full-time fucking job. Like I was doing Google Docs and shit outside of the city in my own time, like, and we're checking logs, and I would be getting messages of people, "Can you fly in and sort this problem?" Like, you know what I mean? Because I did that to help out the car dealer owner.
Man. That is the joys of getting a job within the
whitelist stuff was rough.
You're expected to perform and do a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it's like.
After I decided I was coming away from the city for reasons, I decided, you know, I wasn't going to be there anymore. And I'd sort of a plan to go to UG, but I didn't want to go in until I had a proper character, and I fell out of love with RP a little bit, and I went Tarkov wiped. So I decided to, you know, hammer straight back into Tarkov. And then Gibbsy messaged me and was like, "What about this?" And
I have an amazing idea.
And because I'd said to Ben, like I'd said to you a few times, like I want to do it. I actually need a character this time. Like I can't just come in as Spring. I don't want to come in as Spring. I want to come in as something else.
Want to make your character, right?
Yeah, and then this whole, we were streaming, we were playing Tarkov, and it was live, and I started doing. It gets to about 11 o'clock. Me and Gibbsy just started doing random fucking voices, like just random, off the top of our head. About 11 o'clock at night, every night, this shit happens. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I stumbled across the voice that I use for Baron now, and then that sparked Gibbsy to have this amazing idea. Why don't we go into UG as twins, a bit like the Craze? And I was like, okay, we've got to change it up a little bit. You know, I don't want to be just the Craze. Gibbsy agreed. And we spent like a week or a week and a half. We're just working on what we were going to do for characters. We sat next to each other. Oh, well, we sat in Discord and we wrote our characters together.
He sat on my lap.
Yeah, I typed for him.
Good stuff, man.
And we sat and wrote our characters out. We made sure that our stories matched, but they were different in key ways to differentiate ourselves. And then we planned our character appearance and everything. And then Baron and Fergus Schneider appeared. And within 10 minutes of the city, we found Gypsy Joe, and we're riding around in a taxi for an hour. And
that's it.
And
who's taxi, who's taxi?
It's Mr. Sing's taxi, yeah, which is one of Ben's other characters.
It's another one of my.
Hello, Mr. Singh.
Exactly. Hello, Mr. Singh. How are you doing today?
It's amazing.
I got a lot of heat for that.
Yeah, that's silly.
Like a lot of people slam me. They were like, "You're racist. You're stereotyping."
Oh, right. I could go on about this, right? This drives me up the wall, right?
People were literally saying you're stereotyping India and stuff like that. I was like, how many fucking Indian gangster taxi drivers? Hi, Bella. How many Indian gangster fucking taxi drivers have you seen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, in reality, you know, I was like, fuck you.
Yeah. But they don't run up to the chief inspector of police and go, and go into his stream and be like, I'm going to have you arrested for impersonating a police officer.
I know, right?
It's the same. It's a role play server. You're pretending you're in a video game. Like, if you're shouting abusive shit
I was genuinely
different.
shocked that people were like slamming me and saying like, you know what I mean? Like this
haters gonna hate. Fuck the haters, bro.
Yeah, racist, stereotypical bullshit. And what they don't realize is the amount of like amazing scenarios I've taken this character through with like so many people.
Been some bangers
and so many things, man. You know what I mean? Like people really enjoyed it, man. But you'll always have the handful of people that don't like what you're doing, and but that's fine. You know, like I don't care, man. I don't care if everyone was against me. I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm like I'm having a good time, and it's giving people a good time, and like I'm having really fun. Like I'm having a big amount of fun, like writing this character's story out as we go along, and yeah, man. But like I said, you're gonna get hate for certain things and stuff. But that was just like another character of mine, man. You know what I mean? It'll never stop. You know, I'll always be making some sort of character and whatever, you know what I mean? Because like I'm just like I said, man, my mind is always active with wanting to make stuff up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That was the only reason I didn't want to go into like animation and stuff and making my own cartoons and stuff like that. It was genuinely because my mind kind of works so fast. I can't perfectly plan something which I think I'd like to do and just get done into it. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I just love acting. You know, I just love acting. That's what I love. I love acting. Like I really enjoy acting, and the best way for me as a gamer to act is literally within like role play, like role play communities and games. You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, man, I never really knew how to get into acting school and like the whole acting business and stuff like that, you know? So, yeah, role play for me kind of gave me that avenue. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, definitely. And what though do you think helps you out the most? Like, with RPing and stuff, like what's your best bit of equipment for it? Because obviously before we actually started recording, you playing around with like the soundboard and stuff. It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Like you know, you can tweak your voice and stuff a little bit.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I choose not. There's only very certain times I've actually used a voice changer for certain things. I do it very rarely. Like every now and again, every once in a while, I'll pull a character out with like an alien costume, right?
The grapes
like
was amazing.
And I would wind people up to the core. Like I'd be and I'd have my voice changer on ready. I'll just play with the knobs and stuff. And you just see an alien come past. 1 minute I'm speaking, but like no one can hear my actual voice. Like I'm speaking to my friends and stuff. I hit the voice changer. I'll just go. And then people are just like, what the fuck is that? They're just like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? And it's just me like just doing weird shit as an alien with a voice changer.
You used to do like
that.
The little.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Do something. I did just do like.
It's amazing. I think the funniest one I've seen you do where you use a voice changer, and I think there is only 2 or so character types that you've used it for. It's usually alien based. Is the grapes guy? Anybody want some grapes? Oh my fucking god!
Man. Yeah, he used to go around as a grape man, be like, "I'm great man." You know what I mean? Grapes? Do you need any grapes?
You sat. The PD were having a meeting.
Fucking people so hard with
and you used to go underneath PD, underneath the room where they were going to be. Put yourself on shout, and then just be like, "Anybody want some grapes?" And they're all like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah, to a whole fucking police department meeting, and they're like, "Who the fuck is that?" And someone has just gone, "I know who the fuck that is," and they're so pissed off, and I'm just like, "I'm gonna get some shit, yeah." You know what I mean? And I do. I get fucking flamed, but it's good fun. It's good fun. But my best bit of equipment, though, we haven't even touched on that subject. My best bit of equipment, like in my actual life to take in a role play with me, is a microphone.
Yeah.
That is it. That is all I need, man. I need a microphone.
Good microphone makes a hell of a difference.
Good microphone is it, man. Is it. Like, you know what I mean? Anything else complements that. But microphone is just a must, man, because it just is.
You go to kick off a role play scene, and the guy, you're like, "Hey, you, what are you doing? Come over here." And he's like, you're like, "Oh my fucking god." Get it out of your mouth.
Like some fucker speaking to you, and it's just like they're crunching a newspaper into the microphone and stuff, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong
in a
with
bag
your
of
voice,
Chris, you just
yeah, literally, I know, right? or you've got some guy's kids screaming you've got some children screaming in the background crying, and someone like this stood there. You know what I mean?
I've had that before.
And I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, man! Like, fix this shit.
It's annoying.
You know what I mean?
It's irritating in any game, and don't get me wrong. Like, everybody has their outlet, and if you know their kids, they've been with their kids all day, you know, and they're just having that couple of hours of gaming, and the partner's looking after the kids, but the kids are being shits. But the partner's like, look, you need this time. You've been busy with the kids all day, going game, and I fully appreciate that. But don't like, if you're gonna join a roleplay server.
Yeah, you gotta have the etiquette, man. You gotta have the etiquette,
because it's not just it's not just the fact that you might be making that shit for somebody else, and it's not just because they could be a content creator, and it's not all about streamers, right? But it can really ruin a scene, but also for yourself. Like, if you've got shit going on in the background, you're ruining your own immersiveness into a scene.
Yeah, full on. Yeah, full on, man. It takes that away. You know what I mean? But that's why I always say, man. You know what I mean? Like just having a good microphone is really important to it, man. You know what I mean? Because
you don't have to invest a lot into it. Just don't get it out of the box, really plug the fucker in, and start using it. Like,
some sort of fucking sound knowledge. And like, you know what I mean? And like,
there's so much out there on YouTube and shit to help you with that.
Mate, the internet for information is your oyster. I learned everything from the internet.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I learned everything I literally know about fucking like streaming and everything, man. You know what I mean? Just the internet. You know what I mean? So
you know, there's one streamer that we could send tutorials to because he's a boom with a computer. Does anyone know who I'm going to say?
Don't name names.
Here we go. I'm ready for the
name drop. I'm not going to name drop.
You're not going to name drop? You're not going to name?
No. I don't have the.
You
I don't
can't
have
build it up.
I can't believe you've done this.
Because Daddy Spring said, "Oh, you can't say his name," so I'm not going to say his name.
All right, that's
it. I'm sorry.
There's definitely people in the streaming community that know not as much about what they're doing, but I think that's where I really enjoy being a content creator, not just for the content side. Like, I very much like it when somebody bangs on my Discord door and they're like, I'm fucked. Like, I don't know what to do. Help. And like, I have spent hundreds and thousands of hours learning shit so that I know it well enough that I could help with somebody if they need it. Like, I don't want to go out and start making tutorial content on that because I either don't know enough about it or you know, I'm not at a level that I could produce it. You know, someone like Epos Vox, I'm never going to compete with that guy. Like, he's incredible. Gaming careers, people like that.
How ain't you going to compete with this? How ain't you going to compete with?
At the stage I'm at now, like, I'm not going to start making videos now to try and compete with that. There's something I can aspire to. Don't get me wrong, but
you don't. Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't have to be like a fucking. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be some like grade A fucking voice actor or something to be a good role player.
Oh yeah, no, I just mean like
in general,
content stuff, like
in content ways.
Yeah,
I understand, fully understand what you mean. Yeah.
But like, it's so like Gibbsy could come to me and be like, I've just got this new mic, for example, like he did recently. It was like, I'm not sure, like, does it sound good? Does it not sound good? Can we play with it? And like, we're going to sit down a bit more and we're going to play with it because we haven't had a lot of time to do it yet to really get into the backbone of it. But like when you've said to the group of us and said like, I'm fucking 15 hours in. Why the fuck can I not get this dual PC setup working? And like, I've had times where I've come to you and I've been like, Ben, I'm fucking trawling the internet here. I don't know what the problem is, so I don't know how to like investigate it and work it out for myself.
Sorry, but he's the only geezer that would bring a massive bottle of Lilt and start drinking it like this.
I
was just hoping he wasn't going to jib and squeeze it all over his face.
I need fizzy nourishment, motherfucker. And I don't care if I'm sat here with a million motherfuckers watching. If I need the nourishment, I'm getting this shit. I'm drinking this shit. I will drink it in a big 2
As long as he doesn't spill it on his desk.
That's the most. Shout out to Lilt.
Hashtag not sponsored yet.
Definitely not sponsored by Lilt. The one sponsor I'm never gonna fucking get, like every other sponsor.
But yeah, so I think that, you know, we've both got enough knowledge that we can bounce each other off ourselves.
Full on, man. Full on.
And the four of us here will help anybody in the communities with that stuff, because we actually really enjoy it as well. Like, I really enjoy helping people.
Man, there's nothing I like more than making somebody's day by showing them what to do. Like, people come to me, and I don't know why, because like I just learned everything myself, and people come to me and they ask for so many tips and shit on their streams and like certain things and stuff, man, and I just fucking throw them the information like in the bucket load. I'm just like, here, do this.
Yeah,
this,
that sense of accomplishment, you know when they go live the next time and they've got this thing figured out, and they're like, they're so happy, and you're sitting there like,
and that makes me happy as fuck. Like that makes me so happy, man, to see, because I know some people like that legit won't fucking share information with you because they some people are weird and they just won't, you know. It's like I don't know, it's like having a friend that knows a song that sounds really good and you like it, but they won't tell you it because their dick grows like 9 inches when they won't give you the information for it, like a fucking penis. And like, it's like, why the fuck do you do that? So whenever people come to me for information on like how to do things and stuff, I give people it openly. Like, I can't tell you the amount of Discord calls I've been in with people and stuff like that, man, that I've helped to, like, you know what I mean, set their streams up and build them and stuff. And a lot of these people now are like doing really, really well for themselves, like on the platform, and they're enjoying themselves, man. And that means so fucking much, like, you know what I mean? When they thank me and stuff, man, I'm just like, dude, you know what I mean? I just gave you the door. I showed you the door. You walk through the door and just enjoy yourself, man. You know what I mean? I'm no big motherfucker, man. I just like helping people, man. And, yeah, it's a really nice feeling, man. Just helping people, you know, it's a good thing.
Fantastic. Right, I think getting on for time a little bit. I think we're gonna probably gonna we're a little bit. So I think we're gonna probably round it up about there. So Ben, thanks so much for coming on.
So
it's
welcome,
been an incredible chat.
Guys, you are so welcome, man. Honestly, I thank you guys for having me on, because it's been a while since I've done something like this, man. I got to chill and just speak to a bunch of dudes, man. You know what I mean? About like growing up and stuff, man. It's always nice, you know. It's just it's always nice, like, you know what I mean, to talk about certain subjects and stuff.
I've definitely enjoyed myself. I'm sure all the others have. You know, meeting you for the first time in an actual call. Spring's obviously more of a better friend. He knows you more than us do. Where can people find you? What's your socials?
I'm not telling you.
Don't worry, they'll be in the show notes, even if he doesn't tell us, the motherfucker.
Goodbye.
Honestly, I didn't come here to plug my stream, motherfuckers.
Plug your shit bag. Come on.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, if you really want to come and see me, just go to Twitch's thing, and go to Twitch's thing and look for some guy with Tourette's. You can't miss me. You can't miss me, because you'll be able to hear me. That Tourette's gamer guy.
You'll be able to hear him from the front page. Don't worry.
Yeah, never, dude. No, but literally,
your wanker or something.
Honestly, no. If anyone really does want to come see my shit, my name is ThatTourettesGamer on Twitch and across every other social. Just look for That Tourette's Gamer and you'll find me.
Yep.
And that is it. That is it. That's all I'm saying.
And how often are you live and that sort of stuff?
Nearly every day on a set schedule, because I try to feel good and treat it like an actual job.
Congratulations on actually starting at 5 recently as well. You've done really well with that.
That was a big thing for me, man. Some nights I don't go to sleep till 6 a.m., dude. You know what I mean? I go to sleep, I wake up, it's time to stream. You have like an hour to get ready for your stream on brain fog. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm fucking terrible, dudes. I'm terrible, man. But yeah, I stream from 5 days a week. So that's okay.
That's UK time.
UK time. I take days off when I need to. And that is pretty much it. And
I'm gonna shamelessly plug ourselves now, if that's okay. As we said in the last episode, guys, we have now got some merchandise on Spring's website, which I can't quite remember. So
springpeak.co.uk. You can find yourself. I just added actually a new T-shirt to the website as well, because some of you might not want jumpers. Ooh. So we have the mug, the jumper, and the T-shirt up there now. They're really super cool. Mugs on mugs. It's got our 3 mugs on the side of a mug. What more could you want than putting us somewhere near your mouth? So that's at springpeak.co.uk, which you can also find all of my socials there as well. Merch for me, merch for the podcast, all of my shit. I go live at twitch.tv/springpeak with an underscore at the end 4 nights a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. till late, 6 p.m. till 10 on Fridays, UK time as well. You can catch me playing Tarkov or roleplay. And Matt, where are we going to find you?
Merchandise, you pricks. Go and watch his content. Thank you.
Stop it.
Yeah, I stream over on Twitch too. At the moment, 3 days a week, Monday to Wednesday at the moment. My name's Official Crew on there. It's with a 0. Right, and these guys love to take the absolute piss, right?
I
don't know why this is a meme, but it is.
Yeah, if you wanna show some love on there, you can find all my other stuff through the Twitch. But yeah, check it out for you guys.
Follow the official guy as well.
Official Crew with a 0. That might actually become a merch item. I'm not gonna lie.
Be that guy.
Official Crew with a 0.
Nice.
We'll see.
Gibbsy, where are we at?
Twitch.tv/GibbsyJ.
With a J?
I don't actually have with a J.
Yeah.
I don't actually have a set schedule because I live life on the edge and I won't let anyone tell me what to do.
He's a fucking daredevil.
That's the best answer to just being lazy I've ever heard.
I will probably be playing Tarkov or as the same as Spring. I basically don't leave Spring alone. True.
I woke up in the middle of the night last night to reply to a message from Gibbsy.
Hey, do you want to come raid?
Almost, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Get on now. Piece of shit. Yeah. And yeah.
That's you.
it.
Fantastic. Right, guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget, we're going to be putting stuff out on YouTube, all of your audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever else you like to listen to podcasts. There's going to be some stuff going out on the TikTok as well. We actually, this week, released a Twitter account, which we're going to try and be as active as possible on. There's going to be sneak previews to come in episodes. We try and record these around a week in advance, so we might put little snippets in here and there across YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Twitter as well. We are basically a pod _ on Twitter. All the socials, again, will be in the link tree underneath the video. Ben, thank you so much for being here. We're going to let you get some games before you have a seizure or something and punch your monitor.
Could I ask you to say, with your voice effect, this has been basically a podcast with me, that Tourette's gamer, and then say something, whatever you like after that.
So you want me to say something about the podcast?
Say, this has been basically a podcast with me, that Tourette's gamer, and then finish with whatever.
Yeah, with your special guest, that Tourette's gamer, blah, 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 blah. Make it up.
This has been a Fuck it.
Take 2.
This has been a podcast with your very special guest today, that Tourette's gamer.
That's fantastic, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. As you know, these episodes will be released every single Friday. Make sure you follow all of our socials, and we'll catch you later. Ben, thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Thank you very much.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.